What happens when a lady who has had enough, a locked phone, and a late-night text are combined? A scandal. Unkempt. Even Mona Scott wouldn't have scripted it this way. That's right, Bambi just caught Kirk Frost secretly texting Kendra. And no, you're not having hallucinations. Bambi and Kirk Kendra were watching the betrayal unfold like a live episode of Who Wants to Be Publicly Harmed. Did this man forget what happened last season? Or did he think Bambi wouldn't notice the screen lighting up at 1:43 a.m. with a still from a name that should have been blocked back in 2018? What happened next turned a quiet Tuesday night into a full-fledged social media apocalypse. Why is Kirk texting Kendra at midnight when Rashida is out of town? Why is Bambi holding the receipts as if she's preparing a lawsuit? More importantly, what happens when all three of them end up on the same set next week? It's boiling over. Grab your popcorn, because this mess just started with 4 words. Are you texting her again? That's all Bambi said. No screams, threats, or shoes flying across the room, just those 4 little syllables that made Kirk freeze like someone had just unplugged his spine. But he was caught in 4K, the screen still glowing with a fresh text message to none other. Then Kendra, the same woman that Bambi had warned about not once, not twice, but 3 separate times. The same Kendra who had claimed she was done with the drama and concentrated on healing after her mess with Scrappy, was back. But this time, in Kirk's dim, Bambi didn't even flinch. Instead, she just stared at the screen as if it owed her rent money. The text stated, "Still up." I've been thinking about that night. That night. What night? The same night that Rashida was allegedly in Miami filming. A makeup collaboration. Kirk claimed he was working on a beat in the studio when his phone mysteriously died for 7 hours. Bambi looked at him as though she was watching the movie's credits and knew how it ended. He muttered something, reached for the phone too late, and dropped it all to her laptop, including the texts, the timestamps, and the photos. Yes, there were photos, but nothing too outrageous, just suggestive enough to ruin careers and violate contracts. Kirk was aware of what he had done, and Bambi wasn't going to yell. Instead, she was going viral. She didn't toss the phone or post anything, but instead, she just left the room in a robe, as if she were holding her own funeral for Kirk's remaining dignity. In the era of digital devices and location services, Kirk perched on the edge of the bed like a man who had just discovered he had cheated on his wife's friend. It's not what you think, sir. What else could it be? He turned on and attempted to follow her. The text read, "Still smells like you." Are you sending all factory flirt texts now? Is that where we are? Then Bambi unlocked her phone, pressed record, and spoke 3 words that might destroy a man's entire reputation. First stop, let's go live, but not to the general public yet. Rashida direct, a screen capture with no commentary, just a straightforward "we need to talk within 10 minutes. Rashida had seen all of the texts, voice notes that had been saved. Late night, heart emojis. And most importantly, a picture that Kirk had sent by mistake at 10:03 a.m. showing him shirtless and chained up in the same Airbnb that was ostensibly just for the boys. Oh, the lies had layers. And although Rashida didn't say anything yet, the silence was louder than any clapback. And that's when it began to unravel, because Bambi wasn't the only person watching. Rashida may be quiet, but she's not stupid. And when she saw that picture, her fingers began to move quickly. She forwarded it and made a call. And by the time Kirk attempted to remove the messages from his phone, it was too late, because everything was already on fire. We're doing this now because, let's be honest, if there's one thing Rashida isn't going to do, it's let some late-night motel texting scandal blow back on her skin. While Kirk was still fumbling with his unlock code, Rashida was already on. Her second call, this time to Mona. Yes, Mona. Rashida didn't respond to Bambi directly, but instead she took action. She screenshotted the same thread and sent it to production with a caption. Because if this mess was going to be made public, Rashida was going to make sure she wasn't going down alone. Meanwhile, Bambi had already unfollowed Rashida, Kirk, and Kendra in that exact order. Then, she did what legends do. She posted a screenshot of a black screen with white text that said, "Don't lie. Some of you do." That was it. There were no tags or mentions, just enough fuel to burn a franchise and blow it to pieces. Tick detectives on Toke zeroed closely on the message. Timestamps. Another female recognized the hoodie Kirk was wearing from a vlog. Rashidita uploaded just 3 days ago in which she stated, "My husband's in Miami handling business. Yikes." Another admirer discovered the similar bed frame from Kirk's stolen photo advertised on an Airbnb outside of Atlanta. Then came Kendra. Sweet, sneaky, not-so-innocent Kendra, who instead of staying silent, decided to enter the chat with the boldness of a woman who clearly thought no one saved. Receipts. She went live, no warning, no filter, just messy mascara, smudged audacity, y'all. "Don't know what really happened," she said, shaking her head like she wasn't caught on camera. "I didn't reach out to nobody first, baby." The DMZ say otherwise. One screen recording, just one, showed her saying, "I know it's wrong, but I miss how you made me feel," and Kirk, he replied with, "Say the word and I'll pull up word the comment section." Went nuclear pull-up word to divorce court. One user typed another, wrote not. Kendra becoming the side piece to a recycled cheater. Then someone dropped the real bomb, a voice note, yes, a full-blown voice memo allegedly from Kirk sent to Kendra. Last week, his voice clear as day, low and stupidly confident. "You ever think maybe we messed up, like maybe you were the one I was supposed to choose?" Boom, that clip alone got reposted over 300,000 times in 2 hours back at the Frost household. Rashida was done being silent. She stepped out of the car mid-phone call, looked at her assistant, and said, loud enough for TMZ to quote it, "I told that man, if he embarrasses me again, I won't just leave. I'll expose everything." And based on the expression in her eyes that everything wasn't just about cheating, but also about backroom deals, paychecks, NDAs, and other things, Kirk has been hiding behind that worn-out chain for the past 10 years. Just when fans thought they had heard it all, Mona made a move that nobody had anticipated. She strategically unfollowed Kirk on all platforms without blocking him or calling him. Just that one digital slap in the face that says you're no longer a good fit for the plot. One of them said, voice notes to Kendra, potential contract violation. Another stated that Bambi could have legal grounds to file charges if harassment is shown. Hey, it's federal now. Rashidita, meanwhile, delivered her own bombshell when she posted a picture of herself wearing sunglasses outside a lawyer's office with the remark, "Silence isn't strength when they're banking on your loyalty." The internet lost it, as one admirer put it on Twitter. Rashida stated, "Courtroom couture, not couple goals." Someone else said, "Is this the same lawyer Bambi tagged in her last story?" You already know what came next. After speculation escalated into a full-fledged investigation, fans started examining old season receipts, focusing on body language and comparing confessionals, voice notes, and awkward glances. Suddenly, everything made sense, and then the voicemail arrived. Bambi wasn't finished, but she uploaded an audio clip to her close friend's story. But, as we all know, nothing is private anymore. Kirk's voice whispered, "You know, I don't love her the same. You always understood me better." One phrase was added by the girl who posted it, and it was 1 week before Rashidita's anniversary post. You could not have written a more heinous betrayaling. Fact, you could but even love in hip-hop, which is why the message is still posted on Rashidita's page. Kirk attempted to clean things up after saying that this was too poisonous for TV. He went in an attempt to control the narrative. You all think that whatever I adore about my wife on the internet isn't true? Yet someone in the comments typed what everyone was thinking. When he tried to change the subject by calling Bambi messy and saying Kendra was just a friend, Bambi responded in a way that only a woman with 27 receipts and nothing left to lose would. She uploaded a folder called Kirk_Frost_disaster with 86 screen recordings and the terrifying caption, "Don't make me just 3 words. Your voice is real, sir, and your chain is fake." The final straw was a leaked producer note from Mona's camp that said, "If Kirk doesn't publicly apologize by Friday, we cut him from the reunion taping." And that was enough to send Kirk straight into digital exile. He vanished, leaving behind no more lives, stories, or posts. Rumors circulated that his team advised him to go dark before Rashida's legal team filed paperwork. After years of plotting ended in a single direct message scandal. The man who believed he could play both sides was suddenly played by the same ladies he underestimated. The issue now is whether VH1 will allow this man to return with another worn-out apology tour, or do you believe that Kirk's actions are permanent? That the industry is set to give him another opportunity, that Rashida will reveal all, or that Mona will once again defend the brand? Put your ideas aside. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, because the next leak may potentially terminate a contract and a marriage, marking the end of the Kirk Frost legacy.